So, the MCU's fifth phase is beginning in 2023. Let's hope it's better than Phase 4, not that that will be all that difficult. It begins with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which will hit cinemas on the 17th of February, which is actually a day after the first episode of Star Trek Picard Season 3 airs. So, it's going to be a busy month for YouTube movie reviewers and commentators like myself. Phase 5 of the MCU in the cinema will continue with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in May, The Marvels in July. The rest of the Phase 5 films, Captain America: New World Order, Thunderbolts, and Blade, are all going to be coming out in 2024. Now, when it comes to the television productions, exact release dates are yet to be firmed up. You've got What If Season 2, Secret Invasion, Loki Season 2, Ironheart. Yeah, really looking forward to that one, considering how utterly bland the character was in Wakanda Forever. Echo and Agatha: Coven of Chaos are the final two Phase 5 series in 2023. Daredevil: Born Again will come out in 2024. Now, in my view, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania doesn't really look like anything to write home about, as I've previously discussed. The trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 doesn't give too much away in terms of story. That could be a good thing. I think it could be this year's hit, or it could follow the same creative downward spiral trend of many recent MCU projects. We're going to have to wait and see. I do, however, suspect that The Marvels will be utter junk, and the needle for my woke detector is well and truly in the red when I consider that one. Of all the MCU Phase 5 projects for 2023, I would have some cautious optimism for Secret Invasion. Now, I think the name is a bit weak, but it is based on a comic book of the same name, so there's that. Anyway, this miniseries actually looks like it could be genuinely decent enough, with Captain America Winter Soldier vibes. And yes, I hate that I use the word vibes, I sound like a zoomer. Secret Invasion is in the spy thriller genre, which makes it closer to Winter Soldier in terms of tone and theme. This looks like a serious show, the polar opposite of something like the abysmal, unfunny joke that is She-Hulk. This series is centered around one of the remaining MCU veterans from Phase 1, Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury. This is the first time his character is featured in the primary role, and hopefully will allow us to gain a greater insight into who he is beyond his dark, mysterious, super cool spy persona. There's an opportunity to explore the character beyond the superficial level we've gotten up until this point. The series is about a literal secret invasion of a faction of Skrulls who have invaded Earth and are using their shape-shifting capabilities. They've infiltrated institutions across the world. Sounds something similar to the Dominion War storyline of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, or the everyone is a potential Cylon paranoia of Battlestar Galactica. The Skrulls were introduced, of course, in Captain Marvel, but to be fair, as mediocre as that film was, the best thing it had going for it was the Skrull leader, Talos, played by Ben Mendelsohn. His character also featured in Spider-Man: Far From Home. You may remember the post-credit scene, spoiler alert. Nick Fury and Maria Hill in that film were in fact doppelgangers. They were actually both Skrulls operating under the orders of Nick Fury, who was enjoying himself on the Skrull ship. So I think it's great to have Ben Mendelsohn back as Talos for Secret Invasion. Now, the trailer certainly presents a series that outwardly appears to take itself seriously, which is refreshing and positive, especially when compared to the MCU's recent farcical, irony-laden comedies like Thor: Love and Thunder and She-Hulk, of course. And hopefully this series doesn't delve into the overly political, preachy undertones of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
You've got to do better, Senator.
Let's hope that while they explore new layers of Fury's character, they don't also undermine or emasculate him like they did with Loki's character in his series. Secret Invasion is expected to be a much more real-world, grounded and gritty series, focusing on the impact of the Skrull invasion at an international political level and the seeds of distrust that are sown when everyone is paranoid about an alien force infiltrating positions of power and influence. So we can expect a much more grown-up psychological thriller than what Disney Marvel have served up in much of Phase 4. The events of this series are also expected to play into future MCU stories. So it looks like there could be scope for wider consequences down the line from this series. Since Endgame, the MCU has been creatively rudderless, as I've said before. It's lacking a sense of direction, like it's not building or moving towards something significant. It needs another big Infinity Saga type overarching storyline in order to bring back audience interest and ensure that there's momentum in the franchise. The Secret Invasion storyline may not be quite as big and intergalactic as the Infinity Stone storyline, but it looks to be the only story right now with the potential to drive the MCU in a meaningful way for a few years. So go ahead and check out the trailer for Secret Invasion if you haven't seen it already, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.